There's this mysterious place in North Hollywood called the Forgotten Video Store. It's a movie rental place, but all their videos are bootlegs of unreleased, lost, or otherwise impossible to find movies. And on this podcast, we go to the Forgotten Video Store and rent one of their movies, and then we really get down to the essence of what this lost movie is all about. I'm your host, David Murto, aka Daddy Big Cup. And my guest this week is a comedian and writer whose hilarious new comedy album, Garbage Plate, is available now on Bandcamp and various other places where such things are found. It's Kate Zasowski!
Thank you. Okay, I gotta ask about Daddy Big Cup. Sure. Because I'm looking at your thermos.
This is not the titular Big Cup. That's the Big Cup.
Oh, the one with the flowers on it?
Yeah, it's 40 ounces. It's pretty big.
Well, it's pretty far from you if you're Daddy Big Cup.
Okay, I'll switch to the Big Cup.
Okay, see, now I understand why this is your name.
This is something my son came up with, Daddy Big Cup.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And here I am making fun of it, and a pure child invented this.
He's not pure, he's a little menace.
Okay.
You picked out a movie today called Connect 4. And this was from 2024. You'll remember a few years ago there was a Barbie movie, and that was a huge hit. It made like $1.5 billion or something. Mm-hmm. And the studios kind of reacted in the way they often do. Is like, we know that what's not interesting about this movie is that they picked a talented female director who took a look at a perspective that is not often seen in Hollywood movies in a really engaging and fun way. Mm-hmm. And sort of made like a feminist but approachable and just a high-spirited, fun movie out of it. What's interesting about the Barbie movie is that it's based on a toy.
Yes, because even though a lot of women went in groups to see the movie, they all actually had a toy with them, and that was what they were more excited about.
They were excited about the toys.
Yeah, in their bag, in their purse, rather than being there with their friends. It was really all about the toy at the end of the day.
So this led to some other toy-based movies getting greenlit. We just had Masters of the Universe, right?
That's did you see that? I haven't seen it.
I didn't. No, I don't go to the movies much anymore. I just go to the Forgotten Video Store and rent weird stuff. Like this movie, Connect 4, which is based on a game. So the movie starts, it seems like a normal day for Maggie Grace, who's the girl from Taken. She is Taken in it.
Yeah.
And she's getting up and she's like late 30s, but she like lives with her parents still. And they're like, Maggie, you're going to be a woman soon. And so this is like in Taken, I think she was like 25, but she's playing 17-year-old old. And so maybe she's like kind of that's her niche is like she plays.
So she's in her 30s and now she's playing like a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
It's like the older she gets, the younger she can play.
She's very versatile.
She's good. She's good in this movie. Mm-hmm. But so she's coming up and she's like, well, I got to be out the door to middle school. Mm-hmm. And her dad's like, I don't think you're going to middle school today because there's another Earth. So then we learn like they go outside and it's kind of like the Spielberg shot with everyone's like open mouth gazing up and then there's a guy freaking out and it's like, what the shit? There's another Earth. And then you see this really coolest shot of the sky and sure enough, there's another Earth up there.
Well, this is directed by Spielberg, of course.
This was directed by Spielberg?
Of course.
I didn't know that.
He's reusing his old type of shot.
I didn't watch the credits because I had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Yeah, Spielberg movie.
So basically, it's this other Earth like in the sky, but you notice pretty quickly there's one big difference is that you know how much of our Earth is blue because of the oceans?
Yeah.
Their Earth is mostly red because their oceans are red.
Yeah, red, and then the land is purple.
Mm-hmm. Which is very beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's alien.
It's different. It's a little unnerving. It's like, what's that phenomenon?
Uncanny Valley?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Yeah, it's like, I recognize this Earth, but something's off. Mm-hmm. Then we check in with the president, because it's one of these movies where the president's in it.
Yeah.
And it's Kevin Hart
of
in
course.
a rare dramatic role.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, don't worry, I'm going to figure out what's going on with this other Earth.
And it's a comedy, so they gave him a really huge chair.
Oh,
in
right, so he
contrast
looks
with his
tiny.
height. Yeah.
So he gets on Air Force One, and they do like the slingshot around our Earth to get over to the other Earth.
Yeah, that was a cool shot.
Yeah. And then he goes to their White House, which is yellow.
Yeah.
And he meets their president, and it's Kevin Hart again, but he's got like a really cool like scar over his eye.
Yeah. And he's 5 feet taller.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I think it was like a Doug Jones type monster with like Kevin Hart's head pasted on top, but he's like a kind of a scary Kevin Hart.
Yes. It's very like Scar versus Mufasa vibes.
Yeah. So our Kevin Hart is like, why'd you come here with your crazy Earth? And the tall, scary Kevin Hart's like, you're the one with the crazy Earth. We're the regular Earth, and we've been here all along, and you just showed up yesterday. And so, this is an interesting turn of events, is they both think they're the real Earth.
And now we have to think, wait, is the blue Earth really the real Earth?
And then we're back at Maggie Grace's house, and she did take the day off from school. Mm-hmm. And her mom says, Maggie, we think you're going to be undergoing some changes soon because you're going to be a woman.
Yeah, she's been watching Beaches a lot lately and crying, and they're like, it's coming.
Yeah, and they're like, well, because we don't know exactly how old you are because, as you know, we found you as a little baby just like hanging out in the hay because they're farmers or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
And so we think you're about 13 years old, but who knows really. But at this point in a woman's life, Yeah. And she shows her, like, these are what tampons are, and this is what you're going to have to do.
Gives her the Care and Keeping of You, the book, the American Girl doll book that is so helpful to so many girls.
I haven't read that one.
It is, I was, like, studying it so hard when I was at that age, because I was like, we didn't really have the internet in the capacity that we have now.
Right,
I couldn't be watching, like, TikToks. So I had this book that basically... It laid out all the different changes you were going to go through, and it had diagrams, and you could kind of like follow along and be like, okay, I'm at this stage, like this is what's coming next. So it kind of helped a little bit. We
had sex ed, obviously, in school.
Well, not obviously.
That's true. But like, I remember they would like some of the diagrams and stuff, and like, this is what's going on inside your body or whatever. Yeah. And I got like so sick to my stomach. I thought I was going to pass out just from these, like, this is like, here's this tube and this is what it does.
Was that the day in like 5th grade? Because I was sick that day, and I remember everyone telling me like it was so harrowing. Like,
well, I think what the people are often responding to is they show like they do like a Scared Straight thing with like, here's all the STDs you're gonna get, and this is how gross they are.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even the part that freaked me out. It was just like the idea that these yucky like tubes and stuff, and I don't know what it is.
It still freaks me out when I think of all the stuff going on inside.
The human body is disgusting, and
so
I
wet.
hate it. Oh, the fact that it's wet. Yeah, we're sopping wet, like inside. I don't like
it because we're dry on the outside. I feel like the inside should also be dry.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
The fact that this glass of Coke is basically what's going on.
Yeah.
Just inches inside of my body.
So your skin is like the glass.
Yeah,
but as soon as there's like one crack in your skin, like all the Coke seeps out.
It seeps
so
out.
To say.
I know, we're very fragile. This is why I don't have any piercings, because like I am like...
Oh, you don't, do you?
I don't have any piercings. I don't have any tattoos. I don't like the idea that we're so fragile that just like a little needle can do that.
All the stuff comes out.
Yeah, or like piercings, it goes all the way through you. Like, to me, that's too unsettling. It freaks me. Can you imagine me going to war? I couldn't.
I hope not. But
let's hope I'm not part of the draft.
That sort of plays into this movie because Maggie Grace does get recruited for like a super special program because her like science fair project was about creating superstructures in outer space. And so she's kind of like a genius at that kind of stuff.
She loves space. And all the kids are like, why do you love space so much? Like, that's so weird. Like, all the other kids are obsessed with Pokemon.
Yeah.
And they're like, space? Like, we don't even know what's up there. Why are you always talking about it? And she's
but
like,
that's
I don't know.
what appeals
like
to her.
Yeah,
she's
just interested in it. But she feels very isolated.
We check in kind of with what's going on the red Earth with the purple land masses. And they don't like our Earth.
No.
they're like, keep the yucky little people, get them out of here. And so they're like, build the wall, build the wall.
Yeah, they're like, keep it red.
Yeah.
They hate blue. Absolutely.
So they build a thing that's like a big wall in space, but it's like a grid pattern.
Yeah, they didn't use the right materials, so it's filled with holes.
Yeah, it's got holes all over it.
It looks like a beehive kind of.
But like circular spots, not hexagonal.
Oh my god! If just a content warning, if you have that thing where you
My
have the
wife
phobia
does.
of holes,
don't
see this movie.
That's why there's a bunch of holes.
Yeah, you told your wife not to watch it because you were like, honey,
also she was working, but
yeah, totally. But you knew it'd be upsetting.
You don't want to watch this part because it's yucky.
So then we're back at the house, and then Maggie is like, "Why does my stomach hurt so badly?" Right, and then she goes to the bathroom, and she just got her period.
Yeah.
Except there's one problem. In the care and keeping of you, it said that it was supposed to be red blood, but hers is blue.
Yeah, her blood comes out blue.
And she's like, what? She's like, is this a joke? And then her mom is knocking on the door like, Maggie, is everything okay? Like, what's going on? And she's like, nothing, Mom, nothing. She's like so freaked out. She's like, no one can know about this. Which I don't blame her. I was very embarrassed when I got my first period.
Yeah. Was it blue?
It wasn't blue. It was red.
Oh.
But I was on a ski trip with my friend's family. Like, I knew I was going to get my period, but it still just felt so embarrassing. Yeah. And, I didn't want anyone to know. I ended up telling my friends, but we didn't tell any of the parents on the trip. My parents weren't there. I probably wouldn't have told them either.
Did they have the supplies that could
They did in the lodge.
You?
People were playing Spoons. I think that's like a card game that you can play.
Okay, yeah.
The adults were all playing that and gambling with each other with quarters.
Cool.
And so I stole a bunch of their quarters so I could just get a ton of pads from the ski lodge to the point where I broke the machine. And then at that point, I think I got more than I needed to, because just in case. And at that point, I had to tell the adults, because I was like, I broke the machine, and there's no other way to get them, so now they have to know. And it was fine. It ended up being fine.
Right.
But
it's not embarrassing. It's nice.
It's normal, but but in my preteen head, I was like, oh my God, this is so, if anyone knows about this, I'll die. So I can't even imagine if it came out blue.
Yeah. For me, it was, I thought pubes were so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, easy. As soon as I spot one, I'm going to pluck it out, and then I'll never have pubes.
Oh, you planned for it.
Yeah. And then, I remember that when I first spotted one, I didn't have time to pluck it out because I had to go to my ballet class that night.
Oh.
I was the only boy in my ballet class.
That's
For
so
most times,
sweet.
there was one time there was one other boy in my ballet
Were you
class.
good?
No, but just being a boy, I got a lot of featured parts.
Yeah, I did musical theater, and that's how it was as well. All the boys. Sometimes our director would just ask a boy in his class, will you be in the play? And they didn't even have to audition.
What was some of your favorite plays you were in?
Midsummer Night's Dream was my
that's
senior
amazing.
year.
What'd you do?
It was so fun. I was Helena.
Oh, nice.
And then my best friend Lauren was Hermia. Do you know the play pretty well?
Yeah, sure. And it's like a double love story. And this person's supposed to be with that person, but they all fall asleep in the woods and wacky things
and
happen.
they swap partners. Yeah. It was really parallel to our actual relationship because Lauren was the pretty popular girl and I was kind of the weirdo. And so many of our lines were about that. I think I called myself, or she called me a painted maypole because my character was tall and awkward, which was true to life. And
so the director who cast this kind of was committing a hate crime.
A little bit. But at the same time, I guess it was kind of empowering that I got to use these parts of me and use it in art, especially something like Shakespeare. It made me feel this is actually, I'm not the only person in the world who's ever felt like this. It actually goes back as far as Shakespeare. There's something kind of nice about that.
Also, this idea of using here's the weird kind of embarrassing parts of myself, that's what you're doing now.
Exactly.
In your art.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my comedy is because I grew up feeling so weird. I grew up feeling like Maggie and feeling so out of place, being in this kind of small Christian straight hometown. And so I think that led my comedy to be about being the weirdo because I'm sure other people can relate to this. Like,
for sure.
Even if they don't relate to the specific experience of like getting pads from the ski lodge until the machine breaks, I'm sure they can relate to the idea of being so embarrassed that people are going to find out this thing that you have to cover it up when really it's just it's a totally normal thing and you're just having anxiety.
There's a part in this movie where like Spring Break, right? Where they like the teens from the red Earth and the teens from the blue Earth kind of swap places. They're in each other's Mexicos.
Yeah.
They, like I kind of hinted at, they're not really getting along.
No.
Also, that's kind of an indication the big old wall between them didn't really do anything.
Totally. There were too many holes.
But then, like, in both places, like, they get in fist fights and stuff with the locals, and they pop some dude in the nose, one of the giant people from Red Earth in the nose, and his blood comes out, and it's blue, and everyone's like, what? The people from the other Earth have blue blood?
Yeah.
And that's when we kind of figure out, oh, Maggie, she was found as a little girl, but she originated in the other Earth somehow.
Totally. And that's also probably why she's obsessed with space, because it's
she
like,
comes from out there in a way.
Yeah, it's like
Although,
she knows.
it's not like, I don't know, it's confusing because it's not like it's not like they're an alien world out there somewhere. It's like an alternate version of our Earth that they think they're supposed to be here and we think we're supposed to be here. And we don't know which is what. But Maggie does seem to have some inherent knowledge about space superstructures, which is something that the people on the other Earth have figured out in their culture because they made this big old wall. And so they start sending out their flying saucers, and it's a bunch of like red flying saucers that look almost like giant versions of like checkers.
Yeah.
And so they're flying around, and Maggie kind of like does a bunch of sketches and stuff in her pen. And she's like, I know what this is. And by this point, she's working for the government because she was recruited because she's such a space genius. And she's like, this is some sort of mega weapon that they're creating in order to exterminate our Earth. Oh, and the other thing is like having an Earth that close to your Earth like really messes with the ocean tides. And so there's been like mega huge tides like ravaging the cities of both Earths.
Yes.
So they're kind of like each Earth is like, you need to get out of here.
Yeah, we need to figure this out or else the coastal cities are going to be totally wiped out.
And at this point, I'm like, what does this have to do with Connect 4?
It feels a little far away, but I don't know. Like, Steven has his vision. It's interesting. I think the fact that the red Earth is so similar to the blue Earth, it makes them even more scared than if it was like a totally different type of thing, because like a totally different planet. Because it's almost like, you know, when you meet someone and they're really similar to you, but in ways that like you're insecure about.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't like this person. I don't know why. And then you realize they remind you.
You're seeing yourself in them.
Yeah, and it like makes you feel anxious. Like, I think that's kind of how the people were feeling about the red Earth.
Also, we mentioned like there's a Kevin Hart there, but he's tall and he's got a gnarly scar across his eye. Also, like on our Earth, there's like a Space Force general, and he's played by that actor Rainn Wilson from The Office, and he's clean shaven. But then you learn like their Space Force general on red Earth is also played by Rainn Wilson, but he's got a goatee. I'm like, oh, so they've got like, maybe they've got like one of each of us.
Yeah.
Only like a scary version.
Totally. They have a Danny DeVito that looks like Slender Man.
Ooh, I didn't like that.
And then they have Carrot Top, but
And he's like real weak looking.
yeah. And he has blue hair over there.
But one thing they don't have over there is another Maggie Grace.
Yeah, and she knows that because actually everyone on Earth has started becoming pen pals with the other version of themselves. But it's
because they have the internet over there, but it's like not compatible with our internet.
Yeah.
So they have to literally send letters.
Yeah.
So like the postal service has like a postal spaceship that every day goes back and forth. And so everyone has a pen pal over there except Maggie.
Yeah, and that's run by the space government, like the international space government, who is a neutral party in all of this. And yeah, so Maggie's a little bit freaked out because at NASA, so she was kind of excited to go to NASA because she thought, okay, I didn't fit in at school because no one likes space, but now maybe I'll fit in at NASA because everyone there loves space. But then she finds out everyone has a clone of themselves on this other planet, and she doesn't. And so now she feels alone again.
It reminded me a lot of when I was a kid. I was like a real Dorcas in school, right?
Yeah.
But one summer I went to math camp. Real cool move, right?
Real cool. Oh yeah. You were like, I gotta fix this. Let me go to math camp.
I was like, once I get to math camp, like everyone there is gonna be like a nerd, and I'm gonna fit right in.
Yeah.
But no, I was still the outcast, like the dork in math camp.
Oh my God, that's devastating. That's the worst. I feel like that's happened with me too, where I go to a comedy thing and then there's like the cool comedy people and I'm like, oh, come on. It's such a devastating feeling because you have these different expectations.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's what Maggie's dealing with is like everyone's like just chatting about like, oh, my guy on the red earth, he's like interesting, but he's like me, but he's so scary.
Yeah.
They're all scary.
They're all scared, yeah.
Maggie is like just like, fine, I'll just go off and do my thing. Mm-hmm. And she's like doing her equations about the flying saucers and stuff. And she's like, oh, I need to take this to Rainn Wilson. And she goes straight to Rainn Wilson's office. Mm-hmm. And he's a real asshole. He's like, what do you want with me? Don't you know who I am? Like, you can't just be coming. And he's like a real jerk off. And he's scary. I wonder if his counterpart is like nice on the other planet.
Yeah, because it's opposite. Yeah, his counterpart is a clown, but like for kids' birthday parties.
Oh, cool. Yeah. But anyway, she's like, if my calculations are correct, if they get 4 of these flying saucers and they connect 4 in the mega grid, it will create a mega weapon that will destroy our Earth.
Yeah.
And I said, connect 4, that's the title of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was exciting.
And so then Rainn Wilson takes this to our Kevin Hart, and he's like, well, we got to put together a crack team to steal 4 of their flying saucers in order to connect 4 before they do and destroy their Earth.
Totally.
And there's only one person I trust to put together this team, and it's Danny DeVito. And Danny DeVito's like, about that little girl who figured this whole thing out. Yeah. And so he
like, impression.
Right. So she joins his team and they're going to sneak over. But Maggie Grace kind of has a crisis because she's like, which Earth is the right Earth? Because technically I'm like one of them.
Right. And now I'm going to help destroy them.
She gets over and they're like, they all get on stilts and stuff to make them look like super tall.
Yeah.
They're like sneaking around the base where all the flying saucers are kept. And what we realize right away is Maggie fits in with these guys, no problem.
Yeah.
They like think she's nice. They're like, hey, do you want to, go to the coffee room with me? Like, I'll show you. They got new flavors of the creamers. I'll hook you up with the hazelnut one.
And she's like, it's kind of weird, but do you have birthday cake? And they're like, we love birthday cake flavor.
Yeah,
she's like,
they go nuts for it. Yeah. People on our Earth think it's too cloying.
It's too sweet. Yeah. And so she's normally having to kind of like keep that part of herself secret.
But they think it's great. So now, like, what's Maggie going to do? Is she going to stay true to the Earth that she's grown up on for 13 years or this other Earth where she might have originated somehow and she digs the people there?
Yeah. Even though her family is on a farm, it's a coastal farm. So her family's house is in danger of...
It's a fish farm. They're fishing there.
Yeah, exactly. A fish farm. And so they're in danger because the waves are getting bigger and they're going to completely destroy the family farm. And that's how her family survives. Like, how will they be able to survive if they can't fish and sell those fish at the market?
But Danny DeVito is like a master military strategist, and he manages to steal 4 of their spaceships, the flying saucer checkers looking things. They fly them back to our Earth and paint them blue.
Yep.
So now they've got the 4 spaceships and the red ones are coming into position. They're all like basically only one person has to drive the spaceship. A red one goes in, a blue one goes in. On our Blue Earth side, Maggie Grace is one of the pilots.
Yep.
And it's other people. It's Danny DeVito's one and stuff. And he's like, this could be a suicide mission or whatever. But it's like, we gotta connect 4. And at this point, they've said the title many times in the movie. And so it's not as exciting, but it's still cool. And I do point at the screen every time they do it.
Yeah, as you should.
But on the opposite side, I didn't know who any of these actors are, but on the red Earth, who were the pilots were...
Okay, it's Ken Jeong from The Hangover.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Robin Thicke.
I don't like him.
No, he's creepy.
He's yucky.
Nicole Scherzinger, who's MAGA, but she's on the red side, so it makes sense. And she's from the Pussycat Dolls. And then Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, these are all the judges of The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
But on the red...
they're the judges of The Masked Singer? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't get that at all. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't go out of their way to point it out in the movie.
No, they just kind of let it happen.
But they're all like scary versions.
Yeah.
So they either have scars or goatees, or like Jenny McCarthy was like shaved completely bald.
Robin Thicke looks the same.
Yeah. But they're like getting into position. Mm-hmm. Oh, the red almost had Connect 4. Oh, the blue almost had Connect 4. Mm-hmm. And at one point, all three of the blue ones are lined up. And they're like, haha, we got you, red planet. And they're like, what? Where? And they're like, here, diagonal. And they're like, pretty sneaky, sis. Which is a reference to like a 40-year-old television commercial. But then it's Maggie Grace's turn to like go in position. She's the last one to Connect 4. Mm-hmm. What she does is she takes a swerve at the last second and doesn't Connect 4.
That was shocking.
And then President Kevin Hart like gets on the Zoom call with her. Because the cameras are all in his office and stuff, because he was going to give the address like we've successfully killed the other
right.
Earth.
Yeah, to the whole country. Mm-hmm.
But now, like, all that plan has gone to shit, and like he's just on the screen and he calls in like, let me talk to that girl who ruined this whole thing.
And he's like, oh, it's because women are such bad drivers. It's like, wow, they really went for it.
And the people on the red Earth are also watching, and they like that kind of humor.
Yeah, they love that. That's their favorite type of humor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we find out that she did that on purpose because she had a crisis of faith. She's actually about to speak, but the President Kevin Hart, is about to turn off her camera. But then his chief of staff comes in.
Jane Lynch. And she's like, I don't think so. I want to hear what this girl has to say. And so she spills coffee on the president's laptop. And he's like, what? And so then Maggie gets to deliver her address to the whole country. And both planets also.
Both planets, yes.
She said, we need to find a way for both of our planets, both of our Earths to survive. Mm-hmm. We need to connect for the benefit of everybody.
Mm-hmm. And then you were like, oh my God, they said Connect 4 again, but they spelled it in a different way. They spelled it F-O-R, which was really clever of the writers, I think.
So what they had to do, they had to build a new moon, and they worked together with like scientists from both Earths to like chill out the tides. So it kind of like offset whatever the Earth was doing. And then they do a thing where our Kevin Hart goes to their Kevin Hart's Oval Office, which is a diamond-shaped office on their planet.
Yeah.
Like, they, like, shake hands like, we're cool now or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he has, like, a Matt Lauer switch under the Resolute desk. Mm-hmm. And he hits that, and all the doors, like, shut and lock. Mm-hmm. And he starts, like, coming on to our Kevin Hart. And they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
Before long, they're going at it.
Yeah, our Kevin Hart is into it.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a second. This is what I've been waiting for.
Their version of Ken Starr is there. Mm-hmm. And he said, we know what you did, Mr. President. You're having an affair with their president in the Diamond office. Mm-hmm. And he says, he's me. I was just masturbating in there, basically. Mm-hmm. And this, like, changes the whole relationship between the Earths, where now there's this tourist industry where you go from one Earth to the other Earth in order to have sex with yourself, because it's not cheating or anything. It's just, like, masturbating.
Because TMZ leaked the story, but on their planet, it's ZMT. Leaked the story, like, can you believe the president had an affair with his clone? And then a lot of people were like, they were supposed to be shocked and like disgusted, but
they were like, yeah, I'm doing that too.
Yeah, they were like, wait, that's a good idea. And like, I'm also going to call it masturbating. And so, yeah, it started this whole phenomenon of creating peace between the planets through like mutual lovemaking of self.
And so the kind of the last scene of the movie is Maggie Grace, and she's real despondent because she's like, well, she's only 13. She shouldn't be doing that anyway, but she's like, I can never have sex with my alternate person because I'm the only one who doesn't have a special friend. And then on their planet, the tall Danny DeVito, he's getting hot and heavy with our Danny DeVito, the short rotund one. He takes off his shirt and our Danny DeVito is like, what's that? Wait. Other way around. The tall Danny DeVito finds on our Danny DeVito he had like a vestigial twin and he absorbed it in utero. He's like, it looks like a beautiful woman. And the tall Danny DeVito says, I had a twin too, but I lost her in a secret portal. And that's when you realize that Maggie Grace does have a special alternate version of her. It's just attached to Danny DeVito.
Totally.
And that's why they had such a strong connection this whole movie.
Yeah. Oh, which is kind of lovely. And so she's hasn't been alone at all. Like, she's always had her special friend actually right next to her this whole time.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of a beautiful movie.
That is beautiful.
Lovely. A beautiful story of finding friendship in unlikely places.
Yeah, and the government is trying to hide this from us, but I think that planet is out there.
It's real?
I think so.
Cool. Kate, I mentioned your special. Where do people get that? Bandcamp?
Totally.
Is that this where?
So people can listen to Garbage Plate. That's my album, my debut stand-up album. Anywhere you listen to music, essentially. Anywhere you stream music. So Spotify, Apple Music. It's about 48 minutes long.
Good for a commute.
Yeah, good. It's perfect for a commute. Absolutely. And a lot of people are like, what's a stand-up album? It's basically a stand-up special, but audio.
It's like a podcast, but thought out.
Mm-hmm. Jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like jokes.
I loved it. I really did.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Anything else you want to plug while you're here?
You can follow me at Kate Zasowski. I post about my shows all around Los Angeles. I do stand-up and improv. The last TV show that I worked on was the Las Culturistas Culture Awards. You can check that out on Peacock.
Yeah, that's very entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. They're really, really nice.
The end. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Forgotten Video Store. Don't be scared to slide into my R&Rs, my rates and reviews. And don't forget to follow the show on your podcast app because next week is going to be a good one. I've got an episode with Mark Rennie, who podcast fans will remember from Eat, Pray, Dunk and Two Old Queens and the Big Gay Movie Spreadsheet and Get Played and Doughboys and College Town and The Neighborhood Listen and High and Mighty and The Brett DeMott Show with Buddy. Forgotten Video Store is a slop-free zone. We never use any AI for any part of the production of this podcast. The music in this episode is Funky Energy Loop by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. Okay, bye!